Hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of Professionals Unplugged. I'm your host Utkarsh Shukla and let me introduce you to my guest Valeria. Valeria, thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. I'm having tremendous pleasure to be invited. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So let's start with your introduction. Can you please introduce our audience to yourself, like who you are, what work you do, anything you want us to know about you?
Thank you so much for attention and questions. Okay, who I'm and what I'm doing. Yes, it's not that easy to put in even 1 hour and 1 day, but I will try. Yeah, so I'm Valeriya Hjertenaes, proud mother, a PhD researcher, an international model, and sustainability and diversity advocate. I feel like my life is really a tapestry woven from diverse threads, and my Ukrainian roots and Norwegian heritage, my passion for sustainable future, and my dedication to research and advocacy for flourishing are inseparable. So each of these roles is a piece of who I am and what I stand for. My work, I hope, goes beyond labels, especially in fashion. It's labels immediately, right? As a PhD researcher, I delve into diversity management and sustainability, where I believe that by fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's not just about theory, right? But it should be a fundamental way towards a sustainable future and a strong bridge we must build for people from every background. Here we are speaking about all type of diversity, like gender, cultural, and socioeconomic, and very special topic now, especially for me, because I am displaying the special type of diversity we are talking more and more now in these days is neurodivergence or neurodiversity or neurological diversity. We are coming back to this topic. This model, I'm part of the industry that's often seen as just glamorous and a little bit is prejudice, right? And a little bit stigmatization still. But I consider this is my chance, my platform, my great opportunity to use it to deliver message even to a wider audience, to more people. I can influence ideas, advocate for a more inclusive and sustainable future. So every campaign, every photo, all photo shoots are basically opportunity for me to spotlight particular ideas and choices made by people who are like me, like you, supporting people who making really impact and changes for our planet. And last one, being a mother, not last, of course, the first and the most important, being a mother has enriched my life in so many countless ways, driving me to create a world where my children, your children, all our children on the planet can grow up in a more compassionate and respectful and sustainable world. Each role fits into the others, I mean all my roles, and they're creating a powerful synergy. So my life is about showing that beauty and integrity, intellect and empathy, they really go hand in hand. They can coexist. It's about inspiring people to think differently about their roles and their power to impact other people. Thank you.
I mean, that's really great and totally two different streams that you mentioned. First is
Yeah.
the glamour and the fashion industry. Second one is the academic one, where you are trying to understand more about diversity. And also you mentioned the term neurodiversity, right? So how do you try to converge both of them together? Or like what is that connecting point that you find between these two industries? And how do you think both of them are aligning? Because generally as we like you also mentioned that glamour industry, we generally see the fashion industry as just glamour and other stuff, right?
Mm.
Academic and diversity, we generally don't think in that industry term, right? So what's your point when you said that?
Yes, thank you so much. Very nice questions. And for me, all types of diversity, they can really make great impact on the future. And when we are talking now about sustainable future, right? So sustainability and every single choice we are making, everyday decisions, for me, it's connected with responsibility. And then we should remember that sustainability is not just about environmental impact, like everybody refer all the time, right? So it's based fundamentally on three aspects. Yes, it's environmental impact, climate change, warming, and globalized upheating the world and warming up, right? And of course, it's about profit, because without uh, getting the great results economically, we cannot propel and prosper the successful future, right? Everything should come and be financed, and yes, be economic successfully. But the third aspect, which I mean should be the first one, not just environmental, it's about people. It's all the time about people. It starts from people, and actually we people cause all that changes, and we should take more responsibility. And when we are talking about fashion, and now special problem in the world, it's actually existence of such unhealthy over-consuming culture, and such definition like fast fashion and even ultra fast fashion, right? Which cause so much damage to so many aspects for our world. And again, about responsibility, we should raise awareness and consciousness what's actually fashion industry cause to our world, to people who manufacture, who are involved in this industry. And can you imagine, I've had great podcast about actually exactly this topic, how we should change these trends about fast fashion, and I could discover more knowledge that textile and fashion industry are so harmful that it's actually after the oil and gas industry number two, even not aviation industry, which cause so much damage, because it's extremely consuming. We are talking about energy, water, and it's huge waste also. It's overproduction, which always just land to the landfills, right, in the country. So, I mean, fashion, yes, many people still believe it's like, especially with social medias, right? Now it's cool to have trends and to show up, to show off, to change your clothes every day. And many teenagers really love the idea that they can have like $2-3 and go and buy all the time new stuff, right? But they don't really think that about the whole life cycle of these clothes and raw materials, energy, and the water for producing this, but where actually this product is coming to die, right? So, I mean, everything also interconnected, that all the time we should care about knowledge. We should be curious what's going on around us. And it helps for me to be more conscious and maybe to raise more awareness even for myself by doing research. Because then my research is evidence-based. I'm actually, like you, interviewed many people towards diversity, sustainability, inclusion aspects, and I'm discussing and raising the problems with that. And they're from all different industries and fashion as well. So we are discussing the culture that really we are living now in the era that overproduction, overconsumption, and it's unhealthy culture that spreads so fast, right? And we have 8 billion people on the planet. By 2050 will be for sure 9 billion people, and middle class consumers number are increasing as well, which are buying much stuff, right? We need to produce for them much stuff, and they throwing away much stuff. So that's why, I mean, my research, I really do it. I'm kind of a strange combination. I'm diverse myself because I'm nerdy as well. I can really sit in my glasses and just fish, and many days like dive into research and all that stuff. So my kids know sometimes they're like, in the morning is this nerd with glasses, like, in fish, and like mom like that. And suddenly, if I need to use my ability or opportunity, which I'm very grateful for now. I mean, like international arena where I can deliver the message, right? But if it's fashion arena, I need to adjust my appearance. It should be in context, right? So, but still, I try really to be persistent and to deliver the message. It's about my integrity, and I'm always open and say yes. I'm using this now to deliver a message. I'm not just going to show new type of clothes, because I even believe if I'm attending different special occasions, why should we buy all the time clothes if we can rent it, right? Or we can use the same clothes. Why? Why we really have to have just new dress all the time and just throw away? If I'm not committed to wear the clothes more, at least 30-40 times, I'm not going to buy it anymore, and I'm going to reuse clothes. It's a lot of ways we can really care and do and give example by doing ourselves. Because if I'm there, right, and said, oh, I'm caring about sustainable fashion, I'm model, and I'm all the time in new clothes, right, and I'm buying stuff, and I'm really showing my kids that I'm talking about this, but I don't care. So I really love the interconnectedness synergy, how I can use one type of uh, my personality, like really researcher, and use it in fashion, and then the whole fashion also industry, which I'm kind of into now, also I can use to impact the people I'm talking, who maybe even were not that aware that fashion actually is so harmful, but now I can raise awareness towards them. Scientists, we are talking at the university, when I'm just delivering the message how harmful, they start, oh, should I buy these new clothes? No, maybe not, it's so harmful. So it's like, it's this circle of, it's circular process, like economy we are trying to get now, right? I hope I have answered that. I didn't went, but I'm trying always. I always have actually, this stuff, but I don't need it. It's like, oh my God, okay, have I actually used anything from that? Maybe, I don't know, 5%. I'm
I think
trying.
these are really valid point that you have mentioned. Like whenever a new thing comes, people just buy a cloth for one time and then throw away. No one thinks about the starting, like how that cloth was made, or the beginning and the end of a particular thing. That is the point I think we are missing in our life, not just for cloth, like for every industry, as you have mentioned. So I think these are really very key and valuable points in a life that we are missing out, like to know the beginning and the ending of a thing that we are using in our day-to-day purposes, including, or example, clothes that you have mentioned. So for example, if you're buying a clothes, you don't know the inception of it or the beginning of it, right, from where it is started, what is the process, how that material will be recycled, or it will be recycled or not, right? So I think these are really very good point that you have mentioned, Valeria, regarding the uh, use of them, and why not to recycle the products, and how to be a better person in order to, like you mentioned, the population is increasing for the upcoming generation to live, right? So
Yeah.
these are really some great points. And if I ask you about neurodiversity, can you just elaborate us on that? Like, how is it and how does that work?
Yes, and I'm actually, you're my first person I'm going to discuss it openly. Like, it was this term I like recently, kind of trend last 10 years, right? So people started with this coming up, uh, different type of diversity again, right? It's just about us all to be not odd, awkward, weird, different. Even more, I would like to use the word unique, right? Because we all came here, uh, we all have really different, unique fingertips, right? And it's okay for everybody. Yes, we not just accept that, but we kind of proud that we are so unique. But can you just imagine, we are made like puzzle from so many organs, and the most important and difficult still organ for processing information, for actually being responsible for everything what's happened in us in this huge machine. It's our brain, right? And brain is the same part of us, and it's also its organ, like finger, like your kidney, like other parts. And we have acceptance, general acceptance in our world that, okay, if you have problems with heart, with valve, with your kidneys and other parts, it's not to be ashamed of. Yes, kind of, maybe we can just spectacular about, okay, maybe why I could get diabetes or not, but we don't know, maybe it was inherited. So I mean, like, approach of people to be not like other, I mean, like, to get other type of illness. It's accepted in society, and it's not connected with to be ashamed of, to feel that you are not like this, you're a loser, you're guilty, right? Because it has happened. It's like everybody, oh, it's not my fault. Even moreover, everybody try to support, to understand, and to do everything that the person doesn't feel that sick, right? So it's all kind of surrounded supportness and understanding by family and women, even normals in society and services. They are built like that, that if you are sick, you can get your sick leverage and stay at home and everything. But still we have so much stigmatization, so much prejudice if people has not problems, but we still kind of issues, problems, disabilities with your brain, right? And we're like, oh, this is weird. But if we just put this letter I to place down, and we can just change and think, I really challenge people, not weird, but wired. So everything in our brain is wired, right? And it's really, really comprehensive. It's so difficult part of us, and everything so still unstudied, unlearned. And I'm so happy that so much is already discovered, right? And we are able now to cure some illness, but still, like Parkinson, Alzheimer, demence, right? So we can't, because we don't know. It's organ, but it's the most complicated, and everything inside the brain is wired, and in every single brain it's wired differently. And I would say, I would try to challenge people to think uniquely, really, not normal, abnormal. What is normal actually? Now normal is to be different. We're all different, from the day the earth was created by God. I believe in God. So we have much snow in Norway. Every single snowflake never was like the previous one. Can you imagine? So why snowflakes? They are so beautiful. They make snow when we just can look through the microscope. They are so beautiful because they are so unique. But our society still has so much problems to understand that all our brains are so unique. And we have like really, labels and bad charged words: disability, disorder, weakness. Just talking like that, I know myself, it impacts very much, because I am a representative of neurodivergence. Divergence, it's to be different, right? So the whole story, it's actually about that neurodiversity. It's neurological diversity, difference, that just we are unique in our brains, that really all our fibers and neuroconnections, they are wired differently, and they process information differently. That's all. It's It's not to be ashamed of. It's not our fault. It's not to be guilty of, right? But we believe that autistic people are just Forrest Gump, it's just Rain Man, it's just people who really weird, awkward, and that's it. But who actually stay behind all invention and creation in this world, who really propel this society? It's really these different creative minds, right? And for me, it's now so important to be advocate, to speak loudly about us who I really mean, we have we are not masters of disabilities. We are master of plus abilities. It's not this, it's plus. It's my word I have invented. I really proud of this. And I really mean I have OCD. It's obsessive compulsive disorder. And all these words, ADHD, it's always disorder at the last part, right? And for me, I really challenge people to kind of after our talk to reflect. It's not disorder, it's disorder, it's different order or divergent order. It's just we are different, right? It's not really to be like I felt so many years before I have got my diagnosis that I'm different, but I couldn't explain why and what I should. And I really suffered because I believed many times that I was alone like that. And it was many times in my life, very dark times, because I really believed that I'm not fitting in this society. And I don't know why. And I don't know whom I should talk to without these people actually start even more excluding me. And I had, because I had already distanced myself, but I was so afraid even to talk with my family, right? Because I was afraid that how my mother, she was like working so hard to provide for me. I didn't have a father who was active in my life. And after all these years, I could come to her and said, you know, your daughter like this and this, because I also put this stigmatization on myself that I was not good enough. I have disability, I have disorder, and I'm not functioning in this society. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough probably to be a mother, to be a good daughter, to be a responsible citizen. So that's why I'm now really would like to raise awareness through my possibility through the international arenas, which I'm using now with you. Thank you so much. And in my research to raise even more awareness and to give more information about people like me. Can you believe that with all these disorders or disorders, it's about 20% people of the whole society? Because we had pandemic, right? I mean, 3 or 4 years ago, but the like constant pandemic of our century, it's the high level of stress all the time, and it's just growing. And this stress actually causing also much it's leading to for us very special people is very special, maybe sensitive approach how we receive the information, so to feel sometimes even more different from normality, right? Because stress is it's really what we should talk about more and more. And I mean, so many people still now out there, they even don't know they struggle, but they even don't know maybe that they also actually just neurodivergent, but still society give them the rule book how they should act to be accepted. But I would like to embrace that we don't need, or me, I don't need just to be accepted or tolerated. I want to be embraced for my uniqueness, because yes, it's challenges, but it's a lot of plus abilities. We have another thing which is really cool. I mean, we can bring the table. So neurodiversity is basically was coined, the term itself was coined by Judy Singer in 1996 It's Australian sociologist, but it's still actually not official. Like, I mean, definition. It's more and more awareness about that, right? But still, many people didn't hear about this special kind of approach, and I really mean we should be more open to new normality in our world, that we all diverse and we need every single person, especially to champion them our challenge, global challenge with climate and everything, because every single person and every single mind is a unique resource. So for me, when we are talking about diversity, I know many people minds go straight to gender diversity, cultural diversity, maybe socioeconomic, like, some went to the university, another person didn't. And in my research, of course, I both focus on them. It's still because, but it's diversity we can look at, right? But this diversity which I'm having is it's so tricky because you don't see it easily, right? You don't see it, and and also in me, I'm the perfect actor. I also can camouflage it because I don't know how people then around me can take it. Sometimes it really can be like the society and the awkward situation. If I'm just coming and said, I'm having OCD and this and that. So sometimes it's definitely still we are not there that you can actually bring this into conversation, right? And or I'm autistic or I have ADHD. It kind of became a little bit trendy after some big people came out or have made coming out, like Elon Musk, Emma Watson, Devin Beckham, yeah, big stars. So sometimes it's even like used now, like, oh, okay, oh, my OCD, oh, my ADHD, and it's like kind of. But even now, even using that, it's nice trend. Even that we even speak more about that, right? Because maybe when we are speaking about that, I know kids, they don't have filters. They always then can say, oh, but Mom, what does it mean? My kids, they know what it means and they know who I am. And I also show them that, look, we are all different and it's completely normal. And I also explain them that and our brain are different and it's also completely normal, right? So, and it always the way to talk about it, always the way to use it. And so neurodiversity, like I have mentioned already, it's getting more and more attention now. And I think it's very important for us, like human society, to raise every single voice like I'm doing now. I'm opening myself very to everybody. And kind of also, I don't know, before I got the diagnosis, I could look at people and said, how they can know my problems. They are so successful. They probably have very nice economical situation. They stable. They have probably nice childhood. They have no idea what's going on in my, because we have, especially now with social media, right? We post all this surrealistic picture about that everything is just brilliant, right? And I'm so scared that our kids, unfortunately, teenagers, they take it like granted because I made in Soviet. I was working through all these generations, and I know Instagram, all that stuff. It's not that important. All what is there, it's actually if 55%, it's okay. Let's call it not fake, but advertising, right? But my kids, okay, I'm talking a lot with them, but maybe not because they have no idea. They just take it and wow, it's like that. And we need to take more and more responsibility to show no, your uniqueness, it's valuable. You should be truly yourself. So it's about neurodiversity. And I would like further go to the movement like neurodiversity management, because all the process to be succeed, they should be managed. It doesn't come for itself, right? So it doesn't matter if I'm coming up, I'm probably talking one day and that's it, but all the process to get the result, it should be managed. So that's why I believe my next research and paper will be about neurodiversity management, how we all together can make the set of tools, of managing tools to get even more awareness, and how we can learn people to use benefits of uniqueness minds like mine. Probably talk too much.
I think
But I
this,
tried.
I think this topic needed
Can,
a much explanation.
it was, you don't believe, neurodiversity, for me, it was just 3 sentences here. How
No,
much have I been talking about?
I think
Yeah,
it's really good to know the depths of neurodiversity, because I was also at the time was assuming, like you mentioned, gender diversity, something like that. But when once you go into the depth of it and you explain it word by word, and
yeah,
since you have felt it yourself, so it was really easy for us to understand from your point of view, how is it important, why is it important, and what are the really outcomes of it, right? So it's thank you so much for explaining us the real meaning of neurodiversity and why is it important and why we should consider it to be known and being educated on the same part. So thanks for the same.
thank you so much.
If I ask you about any story that you like to share with us from your life, either personal, professional, what it will be?
Yeah, so, all right, when we are talking about diversity, so, right, so I have probably the whole bunch of stories and diverse stories, but without papers, maybe I would like to share the story about resilience, that you should never give up, because it's actually now resilience we are talking about and mentioned so many times since the war broke out, right? So resilience, for me at least, it's like label for my country, which I'm so proud of. I'm in Ukraine, and somehow I can see the trend through all my life that resilience was pretty much my motto. Even I had no idea about this word, actually, because sometimes I'm actually also, I fluently master 6 languages. I speak 6 languages, and I'm also translator. But sometimes you can't translate word by word, but exactly resilience, this spirit was so fireful and presented in me. And very early in my childhood, I made decision that I would like to change this world for a bit, maybe even just a bit, little bit, because in Norwegian the bitte it's vice versa. So better world, I would be so happy, because every single day when I walked, I had to walk to my first gymnasium and then university, because actually, no secret, I had to spare my money. I didn't have that much money for transportation, so I used to walk 2 kilometers, like in the morning and after my school. So I passed by one orphanage in Ukraine, in my city. It's Kherson, my poor city, which is under shelling every single day. And I passed by. First of all, I didn't understand what was there, but when I came closer, I discovered it was babies up till maybe 3 years old, and it was very sad picture, like really gray playground, which I couldn't call it playground, just asphalt, and all of them, they were like in the same clothes, and no funny stuff, no toys. I didn't understand what it was, but I could read it was orphanage for people with special, again, diagnosis, right? Which I'm also so into this subject about neurodiversity now, because long story short, but I have swear that one day I will be coming back to my city, my country, but I really had first to go through the whole world to understand who I am, to to achieve my goals, and still be able to help, right? First you need to put mask on yourself, like in the airplane, to help others. And I had pretty much issues myself when I was putting my mask. I mean, with diagnosed with all my issues, but also through that, I didn't know I was neurodivergent. I had to study, and I have completed my school. I achieve the job I could afford and provide for myself. And then I started coming back to my dream, to my story, because my story was always, it doesn't matter what's happened in my life, but at least I would like to try to help to improve the life for one or even best two child. I mean, like targeted help, right? Because I wanted to help, of course, orphanage and do all this stuff, but I really wanted to do it so targetedly, like, just maybe to say less, but to do more, but consistent every single day, right? And so I'm so happy, and I had a dream and vision that one day I will be having two kids, which I'm going to adapt, and I wanted it. I just really visioned it like in the one fairy tale. We have fairy tale in Soviet that, okay, you don't need to wait for dreams come true. You should just do like this. And yes, you must have it happen. You must do it yourself, right? Because your dreams don't work until you don't work on them. So my dream was to have actually girls, twins. And I even, when I was 15 years old, when I passed by this orphanage, I found already names and everything. So one day I'm going to have, okay, still was dream, but kind of mission already based, Michelle and Nicole. And now after so many, I'm so proud that I'm Valeriya Hjertenaes, and you saw my interview. I started from not research model or Mrs. World. I started immediately a proud mother. Because yes, now I'm the proud mother of Michelle and Nicole, which I have adopted from Ukraine, from two different orphanages many years ago. The first one, now they are teenagers, 15 years old, beautiful princess. Now they learn me how to rule this world, Mama, no, this is not popular, this is popular. No, in Norway, it's not like Ukraine, all that stuff. But I'm so happy that we are still best friends and we're discussing everything. Even OCD and neurodivergence, I'm very open about that, and they know what's going on because, like I've mentioned already, it was special kids in special institutions. So my kids have challenges, and especially one of them, she's very neurodivergent as well. And I'm trying to teach her that no, it's not your disability, it's your superpower. Because yes, she has problem probably to read and with math and other stuff, which they are great at school. Now she attends very special school, but they have 6 classes, and she was number one in drawing, like since she was 6 years old. And when she draws, in every single detail, and she draws in 3D. Can you imagine? She probably can't express that much with the words. It's difficult for her. Yes, but when we are talking about if she needs to draw everything, she can. Sometimes we didn't understand. Like she was just 7 years old, and at school they asked her to draw the house. And you know how 7 years old kid can make the house. Michelle, she went around the house all like 3 times probably, and I didn't know that. Like she was watching everything, and she came with totally like drawing of our 3 floors house with roof and all the perspectives from 3D angles. what how can so? And we are talking about disabled person. No, it's not this, it's superpower, right? And she's super care and have special connection with horses as well. So that's why I mean, like I really would like to share the story that you should never give up. Yeah, you should always follow your dreams. You should be persistent. Yes, it's not easy. It will be challenges, of course. But at the end of the day, you will be rewarded much more. So today I'm so happy that I really was brave enough to follow my story. I wanted to make the change for 2 kids. I hope I'm doing every day a little bit. Yes, and actually today, it's Father's Day. I was so touched when in the morning, because usually it's mother who asks kids to prepare something for father. believe me or not, we had so much to this. What's happening? I forgot it. And I was awakened by kids today, and they have made beautiful in the morning, so much stuff for the father, right? I was like, oh my God. I was so touched. I was start crying. I said, okay, now I know, follow my dreams. Because when I adopted first kid, then I was diagnosed with OCD and I was very ill. I was in mental institution for 7 weeks. I have attended polyclinical therapist 1 year. So, and everybody start like really warning me, like, Valeriya, adopting another one, it's extra stress, it's extra, and actually we really warn you not to do it because it's so big change again for your nervous system. So they really start like, but I didn't give up. Yes, it was not that easy again, because with OCD and other different orders, it's they don't call it disease, because disease is constant condition. Disorder is something disruptive. It's common and it's going common. It's up to how much stress level you can tolerate at the certain point of life, right? And they knew that, okay, if I suddenly will get kid number 2, so it suddenly the whole system, the whole construction of family, but we have big family. My husband, he has 3 kids from previous marriage, and they were very much involved in our family, or we are family, we are very big family. But still, I didn't give up. I have Nicole now, and I'm so happy. So I want really to share my story. Be truly yourself, follow your dreams. Always ask about help. It's always good people out there who wants to help you, and don't be afraid even to come to say to them, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. Are you? Because we don't, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not feel all the time okay. It's okay to not be stressed or suffering or depressed, and we should speak more and more about that. It's completely okay. The person actually which is more open about that can get so much help and support from the sources that probably he or she even doesn't expect to get. So that's my story. Be truly yourself, resilience, and follow your dreams. Make them true.
And that's really an inspiring one that you shared with us. A lot you have covered, and you have covered everything that is important to you, including your kids, your family, your background. So thank you so much for sharing it. Now, coming to the one part that you mentioned, Mrs. Word, congeniality. So what is that? If you can just explain.
Yes, it's a very also divergent chapter of my life. Because in Norway and Scandinavia, it's a little bit special society. It's very homogeneous society, and here the culture of itself to show off to be one of the best or better. It's okay. Let's not talk negatively about that, because I never try to underestimate the place where I live. I have much respect for this place. Otherwise, why I should have been living so many years here? And I do love many stuff about Norway, but they have still such, I don't know, concept. If you heard about it, probably not. But it's called the law of Jante, or called Jante law. It's actually Danish phenomena. It was coined, produced by one author, that it's kind of set of rules that you should never like stick out and be the better, or to show other that you have or you all master anything which is better or more unique. It's kind of everybody should be totally equal. And it's so sits still in roots, and it's so little country, just 6 million people. So it's like big family here. So to change culture overnight on the country and continent, which has never been blend within other nations, not that easy. So for me, it was also kind of risky adventure to participate in this pageant. We don't have pageant in Norway, and it's still very actually much stigmatization against it, because it's still, how I have mentioned about fashion, that still people believe it's about glamorous, maybe models, they are not that deep into knowledge, or it's really actually more and more, it's not that true, right? So about beauty pageants, I can be honestly with you, I had not that much knowledge, but of course we could hear like Mrs. World or the biggest ones. And when I got the invitation to participate and to present first time Norway in this beauty pageant in Las Vegas in December 2022, immediately I said no. Because I said no, I had no time, because I'm a mother of two special, unique teenagers. They need me all the time. I'm a researcher. I'm involved in charity foundation, which I have established. I have so much to do. Why should I invest my time to fly so long and just to go on the stage? And I am always joking and just waving with my hair or something. But when I found out that this was really a good course in this pageant, because it's the first one and most serious now, because it's a lot of copycats everywhere, I understand. But this was established for 38 now, or 39 years ago. It's the first one who is the mother or the father for Miss World, Mrs. World, all the biggest ones. And it was established by one couple, Ellen and David Marmel. And the whole point was actually at that time in Hollywood to bring the awareness, knowledge, that because it was the era of home mothers, right? That everybody believed that, okay, they're just home mother, they're produced to be in the kitchen and that's it. But he really wants to show the beauty of merging between brain and beauty, that home mothers, they are also unique brains again, and they have so much talents, because you have no idea, when I was making again minority study, so many world's based biggest creations or inventions are made by home mothers. It's just amazing. So he wanted to establish the arena where actually it can be appreciated. And then we're speaking not about beauty pageant where you are just okay, not just, but you're naturally beautiful because you're still young. But this pageant where I was participating into, it's Mrs. World. So it's just 25% how you look, or you still look when you are at your classy, a little bit more classy age, vintage. But other point, it's 25%. It's your career, community engagement, it's your platform, it's your mission in life, family values, all this holistic approach. So for me, it was very interesting to show that, to break the stigmatization also, that you don't need to be very, I don't know, not plain person, how can I, you don't need just to be beautiful, or just to be caring, beautiful soul, and help people, and or just nerdy, or just no. It's again, we are all diverse, but so many parts of this puzzle can be in one person. Yes. And when I also found out that this pageant was preliminarily the whole financial part, because we are talking about Las Vegas, right? Everything is money there, I understand. But when I found out that the hotel where we were staying 10 days, all the participants, and the biggest stage where the venue has happened, it's actually has been the biggest stage and biggest hotel during 10 years in the whole world. Is the first hotel where Elvis Presley, he has been holding his show for 7 years. Barbra Streisand, it's the huge stage, and it's huge audience, very grateful audience. We felt very welcome there. But great amount of all the fundings went, and still every year go to Victoria's Voice Foundation, charity foundation. And the CEO of this hotel and the chain of these hotels it's and his wife, they have established Victoria's Voice Foundation in the name of the Victoria. She unfortunately passed away when she was 7 years old. It's their daughter due to overdose. And now they are collecting a lot of money and fundings from this pageant, and they are building, because it's very challenging situation with medical services in US, right? And they, in that way, in addition, they have a possibility to build free public rehabs and institutions with programs with knowledge about overdosing. And also, when I found out about this good cause, so I said yes, and it was really a random decision, and I found out about this pageant just 3 weeks before everything. So I'm born ready. So I'm just decided, okay, it's my lifetime experience. I'm not going to compete there. I'm going to actually champion empowerment of each other. And I'm going to have the best time of my life and create like at least 40, 65 friends in all countries. And was my best motivation, really, because I believe, like, at that age when we arrived there, like at 40s, so we have already approached so much in life. We kind of already know who we are. It's not about this page, and it's not about that competition. You actually already a queen, kind of, because for me it's the most important to wake up every morning and to be the best possible mother for my kids, and to go to bed showing that everything I'm saying I'm trying to follow, and this is about my integrity, and that they follow my path. This is my crown role, kind of. But if I don't have crown, or I have, it was not that important. And when we had the interview day, the whole day, so I was kind of like that. I'm talking to you now, and I'm just shared my story about orphanage, and was completely myself. And I said, I don't need any awards, because in Norway we don't have pageants. I even don't know if I'm going to use this information. And I said, I really don't have time for that. If it's for the good cause, that I can use the international arena. And also it was the year the war broke out, so I really used this arena. I was walking with Ukrainian huge flag, even it was not allowed. They say it's not political arena here, it's not allowed. But I said, sorry, this is my message, this is my choice. Why it's allowed to kill babies in my city and it's not allowed to wave my flag on the stage? No, I'm doing that. So I use this opportunity, and I'm grateful so much. I won this prize, Mrs. World Congeniality. They say it's one of the most fair prizes there, because other 4 prizes, they are chosen by 5 juries, and my prize is the only one who actually is electing anonymously, and it's choice of every single participant from other country. After interview, we got the scheme, and we put the information where the interview was okay, no discrimination, no special question. And another question was, after so many days staying together, who you believe can be honored to get the crown to be Mrs. World, and then you should just write the country. And we had the prelim, it's preliminary final on Thursday. It was when we just filled in. On Saturday, when it's final, it's great final. It's online streaming, thousands of people in America watching. So they open the envelope and they count who like, the majority of voices from girls themselves. But kind of girls, it cannot be falsified, because everybody kind of already know, so maybe it's always between 3-4 persons, so it's already trendy. It's everybody knows, kind of, through the 10 days, because of interaction and everything, right? So for me it was great surprised, but when I still have this link and they open like, and now the special prize, and they open the envelope, yeah, and then they like Norway. So it was very special moment of my life, and I was so proud because I knew it was deep night in Norway, and my mom, she was watching my kids. It was very, very proud moment, especially for my mom, I believe, that I have achieved that. But after that, like I said, I came to Norway and we have a huge family, kids, grandkids, and dog, and so I just put my medal and everything's here. But suddenly, just 2 days later, I started getting like invitation from Milano Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, different magazines, and that's why from the very first points I decided should I use it somehow or not. But then I understood that it should be with my integrity because I'm still mother researcher and I still should deliver the message. And I'm happy I have this opportunity now still.
It's,
Thank you.
it's really great to know. So thank you so much, Valeria. I think we have covered your entire journey from different parts of your life. So thank you so much for sharing your insights and keep inspiring and helping people all around you. Hope
Thank
you will achieve your aim very soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for having me. And I am using the opportunity to pleasure to invite you then to my podcast because it was apparently me talking all the time, but probably it was the idea, right? To find out. But now I'm, like I shared you, I'm just settling everything. So, and I one day I will be more than happy to listen to you, your insights and your advices, because I'm still believe it's we always in every intersection we are teachers and we are pupils, so all the time I'm so blessed to have like in speech interview intersection with new people. Always I know that after every single speech I have learned something, and I that's why it's really knowledge sharing and it's art about that, right?
Sure. Sure,
Thank
for
you
sure.
for having me, and have much success with your all projects further, and I'm sure we will meet each other soon.
For sure.